Hello guys and welcome to my Terraria walkthrough, and what I mean by that is I will be playing on this world, on this character, and while I'm doing that, what I will be doing is I will be telling you what I'm doing so you can follow along and hopefully learn something. So this series will be more focused towards newer players, so I thought I would kind of explain to you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is of course turn off auto pause. What that does is when I hit escape and open my menu I will not pause the game. So anyways, let's begin. The first thing I will do is gather some wood, and wood is used basically to build houses and to make torches and useful stuff like that. And tools don't break in this game. So I think that should be it. I will. And it's kind of interesting because this is the place I spawned and it is really close to an ice biome. That is really interesting. I haven't actually seen that before. I basically spawned a few blocks away from the ice biome. That is really cool. Alright, so it seems like we've come across our first enemy. And this is an ice slime. Slimes are kind of the weakest enemies in the entire game. Pretty much. And I got really unlucky. Negative 9% speed, that's not good. But I will be starting off by building a house. And the reason I want a house is because you can have NPCs move into them. And NPCs you can buy stuff from them basically, and you can sell them stuff. And they are just really useful to have. And these slimes are really annoying. I will also craft a better sword, because strangely enough, wooden swords are actually better than copper one. I don't see how that makes any sense, but still. So I will be starting off by making just a basic square house. So to build a house, what you need is you need a door, a light source, a bench, which could be a workbench, or a table works fine as well. I just prefer workbenches. You will need a chair as well. And to craft things you just have the required items in your inventory and then simply stand next to a crafting station like a workbench, and then you can just scroll through this with your scroll wheel. So, and then you left click on this one to make one, and then left click again on the game to place them. And let's make some torches as well. And these can also be placed by left clicking, sorry. To make multiple you can right click and hold. But anyways, I'm just gonna make some entries here. Like that. So the reason I'm doing this is so that zombies and monsters will not come in very easily. I think I will actually have to get some more wood. And let's place a wood block there, and then I will need to make a door. Because now this house will basically work as... you will have one house there and one house there, and both of them will have access to the door. So you don't need to place two doors actually. That's pretty nice. I don't actually think slimes can... Whoops. And to destroy walls you will need a hammer. Which I will make now. The tools are quite bad in the beginning, so it takes a while to break stuff. I will need to get some more wood as well. And as you can see, our guide, he's an example of an NPC. He will, once the house is done, he will move in. He can't really do anything useful to us. Sure, he can kind of attack NPCs or attack monsters when they are close, but he doesn't deal too much damage. Well, he does a bit of damage now, but once we get into more difficult enemies, he will not help us very much, but it's still pretty nice to have him. You can ask him for crafting stuff, but I personally just open the Steam interface. I think that is a bit more convenient. So let's make it like another one. I will not actually fill this in right now. I will just make it like this and then add a door, just so we have a place to get into our house. And I will make a wooden sword as well. As you can see, it deals 2 more damage, and it swings like this, which is a lot more useful. You can just put this in the trash can and it will disappear once you put something else in the trash can. I might as well make a wooden bow. It will be useful. Let's have it like this. Okay, so let's place some more wooden walls to finish this house. And then this should be done now. You can press the house tab up here and then the question mark and then left click on the house you wanna check. So this housing is suitable. This one is already occupied, so it is suitable, and this one isn't done yet, so it's not suitable. So once that is done, I will actually go out exploring. And the ice biomes can be a bit dangerous in the beginning, just because there are certain enemies here that can deal a bit more damage than in the forest biome, which is over there. And basically biomes is a word I've mentioned many times. It is basically different areas in the game, and each area has the unique NPCs and looks and stuff and sounds, so you don't really have to think about it that much in the beginning, because what I will be doing is I will be going underground, and underground is basically under the surface, and under the surface you can find, what's it called, you can find different chests and stuff which you can find great items in. For example, a pair of boots that make you run very fast after a while. Those are very useful. And you can also find it's a kind of a mirror, a nice mirror in this case, which will teleport you to your starting location, which is over there in our case. Or if you've got a bed, then set your spawn point that way. As you can see, this is a good example. I found the chest this early, and this is amazing. This is very lucky, and always grab the chest after you, that will be useful. But as you can see, what I got here is a nice blade. This one deals 13 more damage, and that is very good in the beginning. 20 damage, and as you can see, it shoots this projectile. And another thing you might have noticed is that it says godly, and this one is just... So the name of the actual weapon is Ice Blade, and it has a prefix, as it is called, that will change kind of the stats of the weapon slightly. As you can see here, we have 18% more damage, 5% more critical strike chance, and 15% knockback, which makes... you can't actually change the prefix this early on, but later in the game you will get an NPC that you can pay to change the prefix. And that is very useful. And here's another chest. It honestly doesn't make that much difference in the beginning what prefix your weapons have, but once you start getting into, for example, a later sword you can get has about 100 base damage, which is it says damage there, and if it has the godly modifier, it will deal I believe it is 18% more damage on that one as well. And that will be a significant amount. That will be 20 more damage, and that is a lot. But anyways, as you can see here, we got a Snowball Cannon. This one is really good. So, and it uses great ammo as well. That is very easy to get. You basically, all you need is snow block to make snowballs. And I don't even think you need a crafting station. Yes, you just need a few snow blocks and then you can make this ammo. As you can see, it has less knockback. You don't really have to mind about knockback in the beginning. What it does is it's basically how far the enemy gets pushed back once you hit it. And that is a very good weapon in the beginning. I think it will be... It is this, and the Snowblade is one of the better ones you can get. And the reason I'm down here and not on the surface is because it's about to get night. I think it may be night right now. And the night is not very good in the beginning, because zombies are very strong. And they are not very fun to deal with. And this Snowball Cannon will honestly help me a while, and so will the sword. So I will not have to worry about the weapons for a while now. And one more thing I might mention is the map over here is very useful. You can zoom out of it by pressing the negative button and zoom in again with the plus. And it will basically show you everywhere where you have been. And that is very useful. So I will make some more snowballs. This really should be enough for a while now. And let's go further down to see what I can find. I will need to make some more torches. Something you might have noticed that is very cool in this game is that you don't actually have to place the torches, they will emit light anyways. And here we found something very interesting. This is a heart crystal. If you mine it with your pickaxe, and then if I stay on a safe place, it will increase your total life by 20. So as you can see, I have 120 life now. In the beginning you have just 100. The maximum you can have using the heart crystals is 400. And then once you get later into the game, there are other types of crystals that you can use, which you can find in the jungle. That is quite late in the game, and then you can get 500 HP, or hit points, or life. And as you can see, there's another chest here. I'm still looking for the boots that make you run fast. And there's a loom here as well, so you can take it. Ice skates. So these are not too useful. That's one of the worst things you can get, because you don't really visit the ice anyway. But as you can see here on the right, these are kind of your equipment, so to say, or what you have on you right now. So if I go through it very quickly, these first 3 slots are your helmet, your shirt and your pants. So this is normally for, you normally put stuff like iron gear here, for example, that will give you defense bonuses. And then you have 5 accessory slots here. Accessories, this is an example of an accessory. They will basically increase your abilities in any way. There are a ton of different accessories. I will not go through what all of them does, obviously, but this one, for example, will not break ice when you fall on it. There are some very useful accessories that most of the times they will boost your damage or your ability to move or something like that. And they are very useful. The slots to the left here, they are just social. They just change how you look. So if you place, let's say, an iron helmet here, it will not do anything to your defense. It will be like, it will just look differently. Alright, so, oh, and you have to look out for these spike dart traps as well. What you can do is just grab your pickaxe and mine at the, either mine the trap itself or the, what's it even called? I can't speak properly, sorry. Or the pressure plate, which basically triggers everything. So this is actually something useful. This is an anvil. This is another crafting station used to make bars, basically, to craft something out of bars. And I will open a chest here, and another pair of ice skates. So this is a good example of a prefix as well. As you can see here, this one is quick. but it's still ice skate. So basically the quick prefix basically makes, in this case, adds 4% movement speed. And that's good. 4% is the maximum you can have on what's it on accessories. Either 4% damage or defense or stuff like that. And these are amethyst. You can just mine them. And another thing that I haven't done yet is mine ores. As you can see, this is lead. These ores, you can make armor and weapon out of these. And they are honestly not that powerful, these beginning ores. They don't really make that much difference to your armor.